Hello, myself Sunil Ramakrishna. This is basically the part 4, basically advanced PHP. So in this, basically one person asked the question. This single looking like variable assignment basically. This basically say that one single variable has been assigned. Sunil or Nair told that basically this single variable basically contains the 10,000 cities access. So to just execute this one single variable, it has taken 10,000 cities. So that was shocking basically, yaar, bhai. Even basically the software industry basically might be thinking 100 times basically, yaar, just to take this variable basically, it has taken 10,000 cities. So the investment group basically, that is in India basically it's Reliance, Airtel. This group basically shocked basically. ये फेंक रहा है, मेरे को लगता है कौन है जो फेंक रहा है वो. Then they basically started investigating the person basically. That was me basically. पता करो भाई कौन है जो फेंक रहा है इतना. So they basically started investigating and they basically started watching the videos, this that basically each and everything. Then they thought that यार सही में मतलब if by chance basically 1% also basically this got correct, then they will be get in trouble for lifelong basically. That सही में सुनील सही बोल रहा था यार. He was basically 100% correct basically, and we basically ignored the stuff basically. Here basically the stuff is, assume that basically satellite group basically tracked that basically just to access this variable or to assign this variable one value, it has taken 10,000 cities power. 10,000 cities power means opposite also basically it's there. That means you can control this 10,000 cities from this variable here basically. That means here basically I want to say that is 10,000 city basically assume that it contains around 20 crore people. So 20 crore people basically are getting control from this city. Sorry, from this variable. So one of the person told that, are you sure basically you want to say that just from single variable basically, if 20,000 people basically are getting controlled. So one person from satellite told that basically, can you please give the data of up to what level control basically this group can do? That is the PHP group basically. Then basically one of the person from PHP told that हमको भी नहीं पता था ये तो. This basically we also don't know that basically 20 crore people 20 crore people basically can be controlled from this one single variable. So PHP group also basically shocked basically. The group who designed the PHP basically, they also shocked that 20 crore people basically can be controlled from this variable. So they also started thinking, why? Because from their software 20 crore people are getting controlled. That means negative and positive both sides basically you have to think. If PHP group only don't know, then that means that's more trouble basically for the PHP group basically, because everything is going to in on behalf of PHP. Whatever 20 crore people basically is going to suffer from the whatever thing basically, that responsible are PHP in front of the international group basically. But this thing PHP don't know. So one of the person basically from satellite group asked the question. PHP group basically don't know. That basically we accepted. But here the question is up to what level control basically the PHP group have from this variable to 20 crore people basically. So that was shocking basically. So they can control head, they can control leg, they can control entire body from just from single variable. So that's the shocking stuff basically. And this is basically PHP Advance. This you will never going to get in any of the books. And this is good for the group who are basically into IAS officer. They basically are into the IAS officer, who are into the IITs, who are into the IIMs. So that's basically their For them basically this is very good basically, and this is very dangerous also. Why? Because in 20 crore they also basically comes into the picture. So one of the person told that this basically everything is legally done basically. In India basically it's Ambedkar. So Ambedkar group basically has approved this. Ambedkar means Gaekwad basically. That is the Sayajirao Gaekwad. Ambedkar is getting controlled on the base of Gaekwadi group basically. That is the Sayajirao Gaekwad. He actually given the money, and he basically given the sponsorship for the Gaekwad. Sorry, for the Ambedkar basically, so that he can have a further study. So legally, whatever things basically Ambedkar has done, that is on the order of Gaekwad. So this thing basically 20 crore which can be accessible, that is done by the Gaekwad group basically. So he will be responsible for this 20 crore people. So one of the person basically told from Gaekwad, he was, अरे भाई हमको भी पता नहीं है ये सब तो. We know that basically we have some certain level of power, but from one variable basically if and 20 crore people can be accessed, so PHP is very big basically. So up to what level the stuff basically might have done basically. So that is the stuff basically. So in this PHP is there, .NET is there, then the SQL server is there, then the COBOL is there, mainframe is there, IBM have basically their own softwares like C++, C++ basically is different company, but IBM have the control of, because IBM is that company basically who are into Noval also. Noval programming basically is there. When you boot the software, that time Noval company basically are into the booting side basically. So they know that basically IBM whatever operating system it is getting boot, which is booted, that have up to what level cities access. So you can just imagine, because this is PHP and PHP is loaded in certain level of operating system. So 20 crore basically people are accessed by from one operating system and from one PHP single assignment variable. So that's the shocking stuff. One of the person told that, यार ऐसा dangerous thing basically we never thought. Even basically PHP group told that basically PHP designer group basically told. सुनील हमको भी इतना तो पता नहीं था. The good thing basically you told to us basically. But that's basically negative and positive both side basically, because you are accessing 20 crore people human body parts, and that's very dangerous. And it's more dangerous, why? Because you also don't know that from your software basically the certain level of groups basically are accessing the body parts. That's more dangerous basically. So here one of the person तू मतलब यार डराने बैठा है. One of the person from commented that, are you basically मतलब you are basically सबको डरा रहे हो यार basically that programming is not supposed to do this that each and everything. So it's not like that basically. From PHP lots of human needs has been created and is going to be created. That's why basically one single variable have the access of 20 crore people also. But up to what level now? That is basically not clear. So that basically one of the person told the doctor this thing only doctor group basically can do, or basically the group who created the PHP construction area. For example, PHP is created from 20, around 10,000 cities. So this 10,000 cities basically the group who created and legally approved group, that is the Ambedkar group basically, they only basically can tell this. And it's very dangerous, I am telling you, very dangerous. This seems to be single one variable is getting assigned, but you go in depth, it connects to 10,000 cities. User controls are created from 10,000 cities. Up to that level basically stuffs are connected. So one of the person started thinking little bit more deeper. Yeah, software is very dangerous stuff basically. People basically thinking that भाई इधर वेरिएबल असाइन कर दो उधर वेरिएबल असाइन कर दो, just call the connection string and then basically few record set this that basically table assignment this that each and everything stuff basically done. Submit button create कर दो, just this that, next video basically.